Yeah, I was sitting at the restaurant and this old guy was sitting beside me, and he was just not self-aware at all of his surroundings, and I wondered, I even thought, Lord, should I say something to him or not? See if he's saved, And I just wasn't getting any kind of, I wasn't getting any kind of inkling of witnessing or talking. It's like some people are so far gone, it makes you wonder. But look at the Apostle Paul. He was persecuting the church, You just don't know people. It's just crazy. The Bible talks about the reprobates, and the sad part is they're the reprobate, but they try to blame it, accuse you, and say you did this and you did this when you did none of it, and try to set you up and put websites, put your name on websites, and try to make you look like them because they're the reprobate. They have no truth. These people, the reason the reprobates, look, what they did to Jesus and the lies they told to Jesus is what they're going to tell about you. When I saw the Shekinah glory, this place became 3D insane. All this is a machine to separate the sheep from the goats. That's what this is. Everything happening around you is a separation. If you believe, what a reprobate says about somebody, know it's a mirror image of themselves. Because they cannot admit that Jesus is God. They can't admit that it's faith alone, because you're born in sin. So what happens? You're saved. You're born in sin, then you get saved. In Hebrews chapter 11, chapter 4, I think, some people tasted of the good word of truth, but they didn't drink. They saw the truth, but they rejected it. Their country music, their rock music, their Hollywood, their Adam and Steve instead of Adam and Eve, everything out of their mouth, their words, their drugging and drinking and gallivanting and running the streets, everything that they do points to the fact that they have heard the gospel but have rejected it. And I didn't have any kind of unction from above to witness to this guy. He was just sitting there. He was, and I kind of felt sorry for him. He was it's like he was just like he wasn't aware of his surroundings at all. It's like just these people. I mean, if you look at them, if you're around them and you look them in the eyes, right? You look them in the eyes, they're just like dead. They're dead. You can't even talk to them. There's no truth. They have no truth. There's a serious separation going on. These people have no truth. The New Agers, they have rejected Jesus, so they're reprobate. When you reject Jesus, God gives you over to strong delusions. It could be physical stuff, it could be mental stuff, it could be spiritual stuff, whatever it is. In the physical realm, they do things that they shouldn't be doing. In the spiritual realm, they're worshiping, they're doing sorcery. When he rejects them, when he rejects a person, he gives them over to strong delusions. They believe in abortion, killing their babies. This is what blows your mind. I feel if a man talks a woman into having an abortion, I could see where she might be deceived by that man. But if a woman chooses to do the abortion, on her own. That's her baby. How is that even possible? And the only thing I can figure is she's been brainwashed by the system to believe it's not a baby, to believe that baby, that as soon as there's a conception, boom, it's a baby. I mean, I don't get it, people. So you're born in sin, you get saved. And then you go back to the dark side. That's not going to happen. That's what they believe. That's what they want you to believe. That you can lose your salvation. You can't. You get saved. You're born in sin. You get saved. You might fall into some kind of sin, but you would never reject Jesus after you get saved. You would never turn to the dark side. You might want to fellowship with somebody. All your friends start to, once you get saved, all your unsaved friends, they start to go away, right? But as you approach the mind of Christ more and more, the system has to attack you because you're not of the system. As you approach the mind of Christ, you have so much truth that if you rub shoulders with somebody, they're probably going to get saved if they want to hang out with you, because they can't hang out with you long before conviction of sin. On the job, it might last because you can't really say, you can't witness, you have to do it in a weird way, but an undercover way, but you can't really witness on the job. I'm jumping around because I know how Google's algorithms are. And what I'm trying to tell you is they're trying to deceive you on so many levels. That it boggles the mind. The deception is, once you study this thing for 30 years, and I'm talking about every day meditating on it, once you see what's really happening, you have to say it's only by the grace of God that you escaped. There's so many arms, or it's like a python with multiple heads, the fangs. So no matter if you go over here, there's an arm to the python. No matter if you go over here, there's an arm to the python. No matter if you go over here, there's an arm to the python. And so they'll pull you into the Jesuits, the Freemasons, the New Age, the gurus, the Buddhas. They'll pull you into a denomination denamed. They'll pull you into legalism. They'll pull you in with a Jezebel, with a Delilah. There's no new game. Everything they did to the saints of old, they're trying to do. But there comes to a point where you've seen through all their games, right? And when you see through all the games and you start plucking people out of the matrix with truth, they have to attack you, just like they attacked the prophets. They killed the prophets. The apostles they attacked. Jesus they attacked. They attack everybody who has the truth. They made movies about Jesus, that he was this, and it wasn't true. It's clay, it's sand, it's metal, it's dirt. And I was in that restaurant and they had some country song on, and I was thinking, this is so stupid what they're saying. What was it? Something honky tonk, blah blah blah, honky tonk. Why would a grown man even say that in a song? It's so stupid. The rap music, stupid. The rock and roll music, stupid. The country music, stupid. The pop, all the music they come up with is stupid. It's just pure, like little child. It's little child thinking, like little children. Doesn't matter if it's that. Doesn't matter if they worship a car, a house, a building. Doesn't matter what they're doing. It's all stupid. And they throw out all the Instagram and all the TikTok and all the YouTube. It's trying to get your attention. What draws my attention is these mathematicians and all. I'd like to see what they say. But they get so close to the truth, but they reject Jesus. God sends them strong delusions. The reprobate mind could be physical stuff. It could be mental, emotional, spiritual. And it's usually all the above combined. But you could hit them on the head. You could convince them and you could show them the truth is hidden in plain view. You could hit them on the head and knock them on the head, hit them with a 2x4, and they would not wake up. And that guy that was sitting beside me, I could tell he was not even self-aware of his surroundings. And so I'm thinking, here's what happens. This thing about Alzheimer's, back in the day, they said, well, watching TV causes Alzheimer's. I can't imagine just going to work, then come home and just turn the TV on, just sit there and zone out on watching TV. I can't imagine I can't even fathom that. Somebody goes in that house and they turn the TV on and watch the idiot box. I don't even understand that. I would rather study the Greek and the Hebrew. There's so much to learn. There's just to turn the TV on, just sit there and let the TV program you. I can't understand that. To me, that's zombie land. Seriously. And so when you start to give out the truth, when everything clicks and you realize Babylon is all the systems that are set up is Babylon. When it all clicks and you start to give out the good news, they're coming after you. They're going to come after you. And they're going to make up stuff. They're going to lie. I mean, look what they did to Trump. His stuff wasn't even about Bible necessarily. His stuff was, hey, the media is a lie. It's all they're lying to you. Imagine if he was preaching Jesus up there as the president, what they would do to him. They would throw him under the jail. If you have any kind of reach, any kind of influence, and you're not going to compromise, not with your mama, your daddy, your sister, your wife, your kids, your neighbors, you're not going to compromise. It's faith alone in Jesus alone, period. Once saved, always saved. The dispensations, the rapture of the church, the millennium, the new heaven, the new earth, the bema seat of Christ, the great white throne judgment. When you can rightly divide that word, and especially if you can see it hidden in plain view. When you say that house, that house represents the body of Christ. The foundation is the prophets. And then you build on top of that. The A-frame roof points back to the blood covering. The letter A goes back to the blood. When you see through this place, that this is just a 3D story, it's like when you open the Bible, it's a 2D story. But what's the Bible talking about? The prophets of old. If the 2D story that you're reading is talking about 3D characters in the past, then the story is the 3D. You read it on the book and you think, oh, that's the Bible. No, it's happening right here. It's in three-dimensional. The things that were written of old were for your admonition today. So all those things were happening in the Old Testament, the early church, that's recorded in the Bible. What was it? What was it? Just on paper? No, it was in 3D. So 3D is a book. And when you see through it and you start to pull people out of their delusions that it's just on a paper, no, it's happening right now, everywhere, all the time. And when you start to wake people up and you start to destroy the Freemason system, destroy the Jesuit system, destroy the gematria people, all the code people, they have to come after you. They have to make stuff up. They have to shut you down. If at all possible. They always send a Jezebel first. And if that don't work, they send a Delilah. And if that don't work, they try other stuff. And eventually, when there's nothing in you that they can pull you into. They have to make stuff up. In other words, Jesus says, the devil comes to tempt me, but there's nothing in me that he can, there's nothing the devil can bite on. The devil tempted Jesus, but Jesus says, there's nothing in there for him to grab hold of. They can't pull you away into darkness, into the dark side, into deception and delusions, because you're light. They really want you to worship some musician, some politician, something you did yourself, some creation, some cup, some tool. They want you worshiping something down here, some person, some movie star. And when you don't, there's nothing in you for them to grab hold of. And when they find out there's nothing in there to pull you into idolatry, they have to shut you down. You know, the Mormons will knock on your door. Get away from me. The Jehovah's Witness knock on your door. Go away. Delilah knock on your door. Go away. Jezebel knock on your door. Go away. All their games to pull you into idolatry, to pull you into self-worship, pull you into the world, the flesh, and the pride of life. And all those things can't get in the door. There's nothing in there for them to do anymore. There's nothing there for them to grab hold of anymore. They have to shut you down because you've escaped the matrix. It's not about leaving this earth. It's about seeing that it's all spiritual warfare to pull you into idolatry. Look at Solomon, wisest man ever lived. And he had 1,000 concubines who pulled him into idolatry. The wisest man who ever lived. And they got pulled into idolatry. You think I'm going to worship money or person or thing or think that you can have some kind of long-lasting fulfillment of the flesh, the world, the pride of life? No. They even try that. Oh, you're great. You know so much truth. They try to build your pride. They try to build your ego up, like make you think you're something. When you say, no, it's not me, it's Christ in me. If I see any truth, it's not me, it's Christ in me. I mean, YouTube, Instagram, it's all of it is to pull you into some kind of self-worship, worship the creation, worship a human, worship yourself. Across the board, the education system, the medical system. I mean, how can they deceive people enough to people kill their baby? How's that even possible? How's the devil deceive people enough that they go and do something bizarro land? You know, how does that even happen? Because they're being attacked multi-dimensional. People are saying this, go watch this, go listen to this. And it's an attack. It's like game theory. Okay, so he has a weakness in this area. Let's hit him with these. That don't work. So he has a weakness here. Let's hit. No. Well, we thought it was a weakness, but it wasn't. Well, we can't get in the door. We can't pull him into any kind of sin. And so that's what they're trying to do. Pull you into something in the world, the flesh, pride of life, to get you to beat yourself up. Even if you're saved, even if you mess up, claim the blood, get up and move on. Forgetting those things which were behind, you know. And they can't stand that. When you say, I claim the blood, I get up, you wash your face, you move on. They can't stand that. The old me doesn't even exist anymore. The new me is who I am each day, day by day. And certain people will drop out of your life. They have to drop out of your life because they're stuck in that little round the mountain. They're stuck. Your affections are above, not down here. Like right here is the halfway house next door, right? Even as soon as they open their mouth, it's just pride. I do this. And it's also not only is it pride, they're always trying to find what you're doing so they can vampire off of you. What are you doing? None of your business. I don't say that, but they know it. They try to get into your business. They don't care about going back. They get out of jail and they come over here to this halfway house. They don't care about going back to jail. They do, but they do care about it. But if they can pull you into something, they would. My point is, you can, as soon as they open their mouth, you know it's delusional land. You know it's pride. You know it's the world, the flesh, the pride of life. You know that their affections are below. They want to be seen. They want to be top dog. They want to be somebody in this place that's just cartoon land. It's cartoon land. Go to work, go home, give out the good news. Whoever wants to get saved, praise God. Go to work, go home, worship God, help your neighbor if you can, but also keep those boundaries because you don't want to be yoked up with the unsaved, and you don't want them in your business because they'll try to find out when you're at home, when you're not, so they can break in and steal, kill, and destroy, you know. That's in their heart. All they care about is steal, kill, and destroy. Because it's a devil in them. If they reject Jesus, what controls them? The spirit of the air, the devil's system, the devil's music, the devil's TV, the devil's everything. Everything they live for is demonic. And you might say, well, you're being rough. Yeah, I'm being rough because it's the truth. When you finally see through this matrix of lies, the God of this world, every system set up of the Gentile nations is demonic. Yeah, but they do good things. That's demonic. Doing good things is fine, but that's my point. Faith plus works, they say, instead of faith alone in Jesus. If any man preaches another gospel, let him be accursed. So they have a lot of good things going on because they want to, that's religion. They want to be worshiped. Look at, I did this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. They want you to see their good works and worship them, and they compare themselves with one another. I mean, it's so obvious. The whole system's narcissistic. The reason we have so many narcissists because the devil's system's narcissistic because the devil's a narcissist. So the devil's making copies of himself in this 3D land. And he's laughing and he's mocking people. As he's making copies, so he pulls a person into narcissism or psychopath or whatever. He's laughing at, he's saying, oh, we love you, go down this path. But at the same time, under his breath, he's laughing at them, mocking them, saying, hey, I've got another soul. I'm making a copy of me. I'm gonna make a psychopath or a sociopath or a narcissist out of that person. They don't even know it. The trauma, they send agents to, you got to forgive people. If you don't, if there's a root of bitterness, if you don't go into forgiveness, forgive everybody, and you have some root of bitterness, the devil's making a copy. If you're saved, you'll escape it, You will escape it. No matter how they lie, no matter how they try to set you up, say this, no matter what kind of website they sign you up for, it's not you. They don't even know you because you're seated in the heavenlies. They're trying to project an identity on you that's not even you because it's them. It's projection, the 3D realm. Look, when you're facing off with a 3D creature, it's just mirror image projection. But when you step into the 5D mind, this is just Plato land. But when you're stuck in the 3D facing off with somebody, it's division. It's he said, she said, red versus blue. But when you step into the 5D, you're looking down and you're laughing about the whole thing. You see the Democrats and the Republicans fighting, but behind the scenes, they're shaking hands. They're just putting on a show. They're all working together. You see one lawyer, the man and woman go to a divorce. The man's got a lawyer, she's got a lawyer, and they're fighting in the courtroom. But when they go in the elevator, they're buddies, and they say, "Hey, I'm going over here to get some food. You want to go?" "Oh yeah." It's just a game. It's a division. It's a narcissistic script. It's all scripted. It's all fake, people. It's all fake, really. It really is. The only enemy that you really have is the devil. These humans are controlled by the devil. They see you as an enemy because you're speaking truth, because they're convicted of sin. But you don't see them as an enemy, except for the fact that they're trying to get in and steal, kill, and destroy. But you want to pull them out of the miry clay and say, "Hey, get saved." But they keep persecuting you. They keep chasing you. The flesh always persecutes the spirit. If there's nothing they can get hold of, they have to make something up. And these are elaborate stories. This is a labyrinth of lies. Multiple people working together to shut down Trump, to shut down Jesus, to shut down the prophets, to shut down the apostles, to shut you down. It's all orchestrated attack. If they can't get in, they got to shut you down. For real. This is real. It's not a joke. This is real.